Wilmington, Delaware. Hunter Biden, the troubled second son of the president, is expected to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of failing to pay his taxes at the federal courthouse in Delaware on Wednesday morning. It is the first time the Justice Department, which falls under the executive branch, has brought charges against the child of a sitting president. After he arrives at the federal courthouse Wednesday morning, Biden is expected to follow the terms of the plea agreement he reached last month with U.S. Attorney David Weiss, who was appointed by President Donald Trump and allowed to remain by President Joe Biden to oversee the case. Outlining the charges, Weiss' office said in a statement that Hunter Biden received taxable income in excess of $1,500,000 annually in calendar years 2017 and 2018. Despite owing in excess of $100,000 in federal income taxes each year, he did not pay the income tax due for either year. Biden also faced a separate gun charge for illegally owning a Colt Cobra .38 special handgun. The Justice Department, however, said he had reached a pretrial agreement that most likely means that, under certain conditions, the case may be wiped from his record. "I know Hunter believes it is important to take responsibility for these mistakes he made during a period of turmoil and addiction in his life," his lawyer Christopher Clark said last month. He looks forward to continuing his recovery and moving forward. The affair has consumed the U.S. political world, particularly Republicans. They have argued Biden has received preferential treatment because of his father, saying he should have been charged for some of his other business dealings. Trump, members of his family and his political allies have weighed in regularly with numerous allegations about his actions. While the deal brought an end to a sweeping 5-year investigation that involved federal prosecutors, FBI agents, and IRS officials, it is unlikely to hinder the deluge of political commentary. Hugh Hewitt, a conservative commentator, argued in the Washington Post on Tuesday that Hunter Biden's doozy of a plea deal over tax and gun charges is ripe for rejection by U.S. District Judge Mary Ellen Noreika, as it does not involve jail time. His argument runs parallel with that of many Republicans who criticized the plea deal as a slap on the wrist. Republicans have questioned the investigation and threatened to impeach Attorney General Merrick Garland over how the Justice Department has handled the case. Their ire has grown steadily since 2 IRS whistleblowers involved in the investigation testified before Congress that there was meddling to benefit the president's son. At every stage, decisions were made that benefited the subject of this investigation, said Greg Shapley, one of the whistleblowers. In response, Weiss offered Monday to testify publicly before Congress in a letter sent to House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, Republican, Ohio. The department believes it is strongly in the public interest for the American people and for Congress to hear directly from U.S. Attorney Weiss on these assertions and questions about his authority at a public hearing, Assistant Attorney General Carlos Felipe Uriarte wrote in the letter, obtained by NBC News, which offered a handful of potential dates. The FBI also shared a memo with Republican oversight leaders in the House and the Senate that included unverified claims about Biden's time on the board of a Ukrainian energy company while his father was vice president. The allegations, which remain uncorroborated, were part of a Justice Department review that Trump's then Attorney General, William Barr, launched in 2020. The probe was closed later that year. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre dismissed the allegations, which Republicans have raised regularly during the Biden administration, at a briefing Monday. "I've been asked this question a million times," she said. The answer remains the same: the president was never in business with his son.